FBI Director Pטאל told Just the News that it's investigating organizers and funders behind the anti-ICE protests for obstructing law enforcement and putting public safety at risk. Joining us now is Kyle Scheidler, Director and Senior Analyst for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism at the Center for Security Policy. He's also the editor of the book Unmasking Antifa, 5 Perspectives on a Growing Threat. Kyle, good afternoon. So can we get your reaction, first of all, to the FBI's move here to target organizers and funders of these protests?
Well, I think it's obviously to the good, although there's some concern that they're only now starting to really dig into the networks behind these protests. And we have to recognize that the reality of what we are dealing with did not start with immigration protests. It did not start with pro-Palestinian protests, right? You can go back years. These are the same networks that were involved in the 2020 protests, that were involved in the pro-Palestinian protests, that were involved with Jane's Revenge targeting pro-life centers. It's the same radical leftist networks engaging in the same kind of activities. And every time they change topics, if we have federal law enforcement treat them like a totally different problem, unconnected to all the previous problems, we're never going to get anywhere.
So this investigation is just beginning. What signals to you potential evidence here, specifically for you, that shows this is organized?
Well, we can see right now in Minneapolis, the calls are going out to set up Black Bloc protests, to set up barricades. We've seen some images of barricades being set up already by sites that were instrumental in 2020 organizing riots in Minneapolis. So again, we see the same sort of connections. We see some of the big Marxist parties that are heavily involved in organizing protests, groups like the Party for Socialism and Liberation and Freedom Road Socialist Organization. They're standing up their people, organizing protests, setting dates for marches and the like. So we see the same networks that are being activated yet again.
We've been hearing a lot about protesters using vehicles to obstruct law enforcement, even ramming them into officers. And we saw that yesterday. Is there a connection to all this?
I think it goes without saying that these tactics are obviously being spread to the various actors. They're being encouraged to use these tactics. That's very common. What you'll see is websites online that promote various types of tactics that activists and protesters can use, instructions on how to use them, so on and so forth. And what happens is you then have individuals that may be their 10th time in a protest, it may be their first time. They get involved in something they don't really understand. They confront law enforcement and they suffer the consequences of that. And people are surprised. But the organizers behind these protests know what will happen. They know what will happen if you point a vehicle at a federal law enforcement officer and try to run it towards him. And they're counting on it. They want these kinds of incidents. They want this kind of law enforcement shooting so that they can take advantage of it, so that they can foment further violence.